Welcome back to another war game video. It's been a long time. I'm no longer going to be doing the live, well, not live, but broadcast or recordings as I play the game, just because I wasn't very good at it. So we'll just be watching recordings of my games. So I'm blue over here. My strategy is going to be to take these rangers, land them here or here and here. Then I have two groups. This left group right here is going over here, and the right group is going to go here first. If you're new to this, I highly recommend you send your forces here first, just in case you have a brazen opponent that's going fast move into your secondary spawn. If you try and go like over here, I mean, sometimes it could pay off, but you might find yourself in a lot of trouble if they do fast move in there. It's happened to me several times. Let's speed this up. I find it interesting that certain players will throw down attack beacons. Maybe they just do that for these recordings so people watching the replays understand what's going on. I actually use one myself because you'll see it when it happens. Alright, so the first engagement's going to happen right here. I have 4 Mexus coming up. Here's a couple Conquers teams. One Conquers team gets eliminated. And the other one's firing from the cover of this town. But since my Rangers are in there, they can see it when they launch. So, see it stops flashing, so they're visible. He gets one of my Mexus. He's calling in a couple T-55s. This Strop 2 is trying to back away. One of my Mexus missed, the other one gets the hit. The Conquers team that was in here was eliminated, thanks to my Rangers providing that recon. He's using a lot of special forces. Problem with that is, I mean, special forces are good and everything, but they're also expensive. I mean, that's 25 points for just 10. And for 20 points, I get 20 of these regular rifles. They'll be able to, especially with fire support, they'll easily be able to take care of those FJBs. Of course, special forces in towns will, like if I were to send these 20 against just these, even if these FJB weren't there, but just against these, would cut them up. Would cut my Canadian rifles out in the open. Far better than, say, my Canadian rifles could do to them if they were charging to the open. At least that's been my experience. Maybe others have had different. Fortunately, I had an issue here where a couple of my transports were out in the open. I guess I misclicked, but I didn't pay for it. He has some scouts right here that are making my troops here visible, as you can see. Again, something I noticed a little bit late, and fortunately I did not pay for. So he comes in with some fire support from these 2 helicopters. My Centurion is out of place. I should have moved it right here. That way, it loses line of sight a couple times, which is why I said it should have probably been right here or here, somewhere around here. The line of sight for AA vehicles against helicopters is kind of strange to me, but the fire support from the T-55s in combination with the rocket pods from the the Heinz kills my 20 Canadian rifles. He brings in a seaplane, kills my Centurion that was right here. Made a rookie mistake by not turning them off. My Centurion's a radar, and you want to make sure you turn those off when you're not paying attention or otherwise disposed. So I buy a Hornet. It's the Canadian ASF. He decides to try and move in, which was pretty crazy since he knew all my stuff was there. I mean, they're special forces and all, but I have SMAs, Canadian rifles, and vehicles. They just won't last very long. And then this main battle tank 70, this MBT 70, which has high damage against infantry. So he's currently ticking 1 point. I'm bringing in a CV, bought one for right here. One other thing you want to do is watch this main road. Otherwise, some players will try and fast move stuff directly down to your spawn. So that's why this scout is right there. So my Canadian rifles backed by my small squad easily take care of the special forces group that was right there. But they do a pretty good amount of damage to my Canadian rifles. My Hornet tries to get the kill on this bomber, but his ASF takes it down with its rapid fire radar missiles. The bomber kills my Canadian rifles. My small manages to miss it. I tried to save them both because I saw it coming, but it was enough. Not sure why I did that. I should have moved those guys in more of a arc. My Centurion gets a couple hits on him, on that fighter. And we'll fast forward. Okay, I'm making a push over here, bringing up these Canadian rifles and SMAs, and I bought a super heavy. That got detract. Bought a 4-stack of Canadian rifles. These T-55s and their anti-tank missiles killed a bunch of my transports. And unfortunately the explosions panicked my Canadian rifles, so I made a mistake right here. I send them across in this open field, and these prams can see it, and they have high damage against infantry. And my Canadian rifles are panicked, so they're also moving much slower than they would if they were calm. So, mistake right here. I'm moving up these, kind of moving at a weird angle. I probably should have moved them this way and then into there. But I think the reason why I did that is I wasn't sure if he had anything in there. Getting the T-55s with their ATGMs, missing my Humvee, and he's bleeding off ammunition, so that's nice for me. And he gets it. But also tells me I sacrificed it because it also tells me that he doesn't really have anything in there. He realizes that I'm probably moving into this area, so he's buying some infantry to put in this forest, which is pretty common when you're coming from this side. That's one of the first points you want to take. I retreated my spawn squad back here and bought some infantry for here. And I'm going to move them up this way and secure this forest. Bring in some defenses for my CVs, just in case he tries to do a little exploring with the helicopter. I'll spot Patriot. So he's moving in on this. These infantry are being supported by the T-55s. We'll watch the slow engagement. His infantry's caught out in the open. The transports are. Some are getting destroyed while they're still in their transports. Surprisingly, a lot left of them when they get. And they even managed to kill the small squad. But they're panicked, and they took a lot of damage. And my M1A2 is joining the mix. I decided to move up my Leopard Mexus to take out those two T-55s. I'm being very cautious. I don't want to lose too much. He brings in his bomber. Fortunately, I saw it coming, and I also got lucky. And so they're safe. He's reinforced this area with some more Schutzen. I've also reinforced with some more Canadian rifles. Also moved up this Leopard, but I don't like that it's exposed. Oh, he tried to move his Morschutzen out, and my MBT-70 killed an entire squad, so that's good for me, obviously. I bought a CV for Echo. I've also bought a mortar and a Hawk. Pip 3. He's brought another infantry attack, but with the support of my M1A2, things are not going to go well. Bring in more. I've smoked him. I've smoked my M1A2 off in anticipation of a ATGM plane. I don't want to lose it. So now, if I do see an ATGM plane coming up, I can simply reverse into the smoke, and it'll be safe. He comes in with a bomber, bombs again. Fortunately, I moved my stuff. Here's a seed plane. I've turned off my Patriot and my Centurion. He, with the Salamander, he saw... I'm actually surprised that he was able to see this command squad move in. It's only very good optics, but still. I brought in a vehicle to support these Canadian rifles. And it paid off because the heavy machine gun on it did a lot of damage to those Moschützen. I'm queuing up a mortar run, and it looks like he's buying a... Here comes a bomber. He's trying to hit my command squad. Misses. Gets out. My mortar's chewing up this Schutzen squad, and the Canadian rifles are also doing their own damage. They're panicked and shaken though, so and that mortar strike just wiped out those remaining 4 or 5. Okay. During the attack earlier, that was supported by his 2 T-55s right here. His infantry managed to kill my Rangers squad with the help of those T-55s. So I've taken the structure back. And now these guys are caught out in the open and just being torn to pieces. I'm smoking off this salamander. Because I have these... Oh no, I'm going fast move these guys up to see what else he has up here. He's doing some exploring of his own with these empty transports. So I landed my command squad back here and then had him walk in. But he decided to move his salamander over and see he could see them briefly. Now you can see him again. Good timing on his part. Or maybe he saw something that I didn't realize. So I'm at +2 right now. He's bringing in his seed plane. My radar missiles are off. And so's the gun. He decides to evac. I turn him on. And double hit. And that was his only seed plane because it was an elite unit. So that was really fortunate for me. Now I'm repositioning those in anticipation of him having some heavy artillery or just artillery in general. Speed this up a little bit. So I'm fast moving down this road with this LEV-25. It's kind of cheeky, but it's not like I'm sending an entire attack force down there. It's mostly a diversionary attack. It's not meant to be like decisive, like if I send an entire, like several tanks, some AA, and some infantry. So I see these moving up. I'm trying to move up my own and attack in here. But these T-55s do a lot of damage and kind of cut off my attack. I find a CV with my scout and destroy it. So now I'm at +3. He brought on these Sokals. I think he was anticipating on using them against my infantry to support his own infantry push. I'm bringing up another small squad to support these Canadian rifles. Finally move my Centurion up here. Small squad does alright against the special forces. Only does 4 points of damage. Probably not worth it to sacrifice. Should have supported them. So I'm buying 2 more squads of Canadian rifles and another small squad. He had an empty transport right here. It tried to move across, and my MBT-70 got it. I have some base defense right here. Fast moving my scout over to here. Sign, let's see if he is even defending his secondary spawn. Fortunately, he had the salamander, and it gets a good shot on my transport. Lots of fire support. Just decimating these Moshutsen. Riflemen barely suffer any damage. Getting some more riflemen in the Bradleys. Feeling pretty confident right here, even though I don't have much because I have this avenue cut off. Probably, I'm anticipating, I'm assuming that he had scouts in here. Otherwise, I'd probably move this over here, bring in some infantry right here, and push up in through there to secure that. Had I done that, that would have given me a very powerful advantage because my Hawk would have been able to strike his helicopters from right here probably. Not as low as they are right now, but any movement from them. So it looks like he's been floating a lot of points because he's bought $190 points of 190 points of gunships, and then 160 points of salamanders. Another, and then he bought a UAZ, or this command vehicle. So he's floating quite a bit of points, and then he's buying the Sokol, 65 points, and amassing a helicopter formation that I cannot see right now. So, usually a bad sign when you start to see that kind of a helicopter mob. He's probably pissed because I took out his UAZ, but if one vehicle comes into your spawn and kills your command vehicle there, you're asking for it really. You're not defending your spawn at all. You do need to defend your CVs from flanking attacks, especially from helicopters because of how mobile they are. Kind of demoralized from my failed attacks. Each time I go in there, he bombs the hell out of them. And my Patriot and my Hawk are over here defending this area. If you remember, my ASF was shot down trying to go after his bomber. So those helicopters are on the move now. He has a T-55 right here. He had a second one right here, but I killed it with an F-18 Hornet. Purchased so my Hornet's going in on this. T-55 misses. Look at the missiles. God, that's annoying. Panics those guys. These FJB are firing. Let's see. Their Strelas are pretty weak, so, which is good. Because had these been Iglas, well, they probably would have hit and shot him down. So I bought this to give me some extra vision. We're here, the Kiowa, 95-point Kiowa has exceptional optics, so pretty powerful tool, especially by your main spawn. I'm just anticipating some payback. I've gone away from the D-Eagle. Oh, one of the Strela's got him. If I only did 3 damage, it would take... You'd have to hit me with so many Strelas. Now, the LSTR have an Igla, so... And it does 4. So it's kind of a weaker Igla. And those do 3 points of damage. So one of these hit my my aardvark here and only did 3 out of 10 points of damage. So it basically they'd have to hit 4 times in order to shoot my or get a critical. Let's see, moving around a little bit. Don't want. Let's speed this up. So here comes his helicopter rush. I mean, I guess you can't really call it a rush because he's it's kind of late game. So I saw these more shoots and get deployed here, so I brought my another aardvark and carpet bombed them. The aardvark has less powerful bombs than the D-Eagle, but the spread just makes it a little bit more effective in my opinion. But that, like I said, it's just my opinion. The aardvark isn't a multi-role fighter, so I lose the excellent air-to-air missiles that the D-Eagle had. He shoots down my anti-tank Hornet, and they hit my ASF Hornet and knock it out of the game for a while. So I see it coming, obviously. This guy shot down one of the Hinds, and I saw on my radar here, I saw them moving in. So I'm buying a Hawk, a Centurion, another Centurion, and then 3 aardvarks. Or 3 aardvarks, 3 DAPs. So this is pretty awesome. So he has 3 helicopters right there. And that Hawk takes out all 3. He shot down one of my DAPs. And the splash damage from the Stingers taking out the rest. So that helicopter rush was shot down pretty easily. I've since moved up, killed those FJB there, then moved up I bought 2 MBT 70s. He's rushed in here, wiped out my Canadian rifles. I'm having the same success rate. Usually the Patriot and Hawk combination do pretty well. So yeah, that rush was taken down. He moved in with quite a lot of infantry and got carpet bombed into, or carpet bomb deleted, I should say. Should have probably did some more testing, but I didn't want to lose the defensive hold I had here. Should have moved these guys up, moved these up. Oh, I had a good control over that. The 1 squad of STR probably won't have done very well. They have a powerful anti-tank rocket, but this double stack of MBT-70s would wreck them once they fired and revealed themselves. Bought a Paladin. He's bought a command vehicle or command squad for these two and nullified, so now I'm at +0. But I also have 321 points to his 36, so I have a very comfortable lead. And since I destroyed his Hail Mary right here, yeah, it's pretty, victory is pretty certain at this point. So we'll move it, see what happens. Bombed here, thought he'd get his command squad, did not. He's bringing a lot more infantry. I had some rangers right here, and my aardvark, I misclicked or something because my aardvark bombed him out. So I killed my own guys. He finally kills my command squad and Echo with a bombing strike. I'm bringing up my Bradleys, my infantry to stop this push in here. My M1A2 gets side shot. I'm pretty lucky right here. I'm using my Paladin to provide artillery support, and it's just causing all sorts of heavy damage to this 2-stack. Wipes them out. I smoked off and saved my M1A2. I'm shelling this one squad of 5 soldiers with my mortar. Get some good damage on them. Bought a command vehicle. Nullified his +1. That's pretty much it. Less than a minute and a half left. My Cobra gets very close. It does see his command squad, but this Strop 2 shoots it down. And he does the smart thing and moves it. So I saw it. Send in an aardvark. The Eagle would just hit right here. I mean, I don't know. May have killed it. But I also get 2 of those. And I only get 1 Eagle, so. And that screwed me quite a bit before. Because you lose your Eagle. And then you don't have any bombers to hold back infantry rushes. And that can be pretty unforgiving, especially when you're playing these players that like to go heavy on the infantry. Anyway, thanks for joining me.